So my presentation is on autism and spreading awareness. So I wanted to preface this presentation with kind of like a question to you guys. So have you guys ever been in a situation where you felt like you were talking to somebody, but you couldn't really get across what you wanted to say? It could have been because it was something that was difficult to explain. It could also have been because you didn't know which words to use to describe it properly. Regardless, that feeling of unrestrainable frustration is something that people with autism tend to experience on a day to day basis. Now, you might be wondering, what is autism? Autism is a broad range of conditions characterized by challenges with social skills, repetitive behaviors, speech, and nonverbal communication. Symptoms of autism are most commonly seen in abnormal tone of voice, persistent repetition of words and actions, and lack of empathy. Now, these these symptoms of autism, sorry, these symptoms of autism can find people at a loss when communicating with their loved ones or friends. Now, I'm not saying that everyone with autism experiences these, and obviously, autism is a spectrum, so different people will experience it at different severities. But with autism, most people will have to live a life of mostly isolation and minimal socialization. Now, can autism be cured? Though autism cannot be cured, there are many treatments that people can use in order to lessen the impacts of the disorder. The best treatment for autism is a therapy, most commonly or most known as applied behavioral analysis and cognitive behavioral therapy. There are also medications that people can take in order to lessen the effects of autism, such as antipsychotics. How is autism diagnosed? Autism is a difficult disorder to diagnose because there's no specific test that one can use. However, doctors most commonly look at the developmental history of the child and their behavior in order to make a diagnosis, and it can be diagnosed as early as 10 months. The prevalence of autism over time. So as we can see in this graph, obviously there's been a great increase in the prevalence per se of autism, but people didn't just start developing autism at a more frequent rate. The reason for the increase in this graph is because the world has just become better at diagnosing people with autism, because like back in the 1970s, mental disorder was not looked at as an actual medical kind of diagnosis, and rather as people just kind of being messed up or crazy. And so I think it's important to keep in mind that, like, as you can see, 1 in 59 people in 2018 were diagnosed with autism. And that's a pretty high number considering the world population. And so it's important for people to be aware about autism and the struggles that a lot of people have to go through in everyday life. So, yeah.